I'm going to give you my predictions for 2018 on the biggest news stories of 2017. Now, these are my predictions based on events over the past year, my analyses, the way we've seen things shake out and resolve, and what sources close to the events we'll be discussing are telling me. These are only my predictions, so there's not going to be any supporting evidence because we don't know what's going to happen. But let's go on the way we've seen things resolve. And what we're going to do is throughout the year, I'm going to grade myself on these predictions. And at the end of 2018, we're going to score my report card, and I'm hoping to get an A++. Because, hey, what I do. Okay, let's talk about Hillary Clinton and her team. Are they going to face justice? Well, Hillary Clinton, probably not. I mean, I hope she does. And there's a part of me that's slightly optimistic. My prediction is that Hillary Clinton personally, I give it a 25 to 30% chance she'll face some kind of justice with the current DOJ leadership, with Jeff Sessions and Rod Rosenstein running DOJ. Now, if that changes, I'm going to bump that number, and depending on who the new Attorney General is, I'm going to modify that prediction, and hopefully I can bump that into the 70 to 80% range of likelihood. Now, I do put the probability of Cheryl Mills and Huma Abedin facing some kind of criminal justice issue in 2018 at 50%, maybe a bit over 50%, and that number will skyrocket into the 80-90% range if we have a change at the Department of Justice. Over at FBI, I predict Christopher Wray stays right where he is. Andrew McCabe is gone. Andrew McCabe's already internally a goner, and I predict if he's not already quietly fired and they're just letting him bide his time, he's going to either be retiring or severed from the FBI early into 2018. But again, that deal could have already been cut. We don't know. We simply don't know. I believe that Peter Strzok, the agent with the damning text message about Donald Trump, will face internal punishment, because I think once the Inspector General's report is released, it's going to be very, very hard to backpedal from that report. And what I'm told by sources in federal law enforcement is that Michael Horowitz, the DOJ Inspector General, well, this guy doesn't pull punches with the federal law enforcement agencies. He has nothing to prove except that he's not a puppet. He has nothing to prove except that he is truly independent. And I have 50% confidence that he'll do his job properly and that he'll put onto paper that his report will prove what most of us simply know by instinct and common sense. So I give it a 50% chance we're going to see real punitive punishment for the McCabes and the Strokes. Now, I give it 100% that culture within the FBI is going to have to change and that Christopher Wray is going to do some dramatic things to reinstill public confidence in the FBI, because right now, there is zero public trust in the Department of Justice and in the Federal Bureau of Investigation. And in the United States of America, that's a very, very dangerous thing when our two premier law enforcement agencies on the investigatory and prosecutorial sides have no public confidence in them whatsoever. So Christopher Wray has to do something to restore that public confidence, and I put that number at about 100%. I have 20% confidence at best that Robert Mueller will go away quietly. I have 100% confidence that Robert Mueller will find no Russia collusion in 2018 or in 2019 or 2020 or in 2120, because there was no collusion with Russia. So with 100% certainty, I can say there is not going to be any bombshell dropped that President Trump or anyone close to him colluded with Russia, or that anyone colluded with Russia. And even if they did, collusion is not a crime. There is no federal statute that criminalizes collusion. But that being said, I predict nothing even remotely resembling that happened. I put that at 100%. However, I put it 20%. The fact that Mueller will go quietly, he's going to drop something. I put it 80%. He'll drop something damning or politically damaging, or what he thinks is politically damaging on Trump. Probably something related to Trump's tax returns, which is a very sad thing that Mueller can't act ethically. As a quick aside, I spoke to a decades-long FBI veteran who told me this narrative that Mueller is a man of integrity is all nonsense. It's all utter and complete nonsense. Robert Mueller is one of the most petty, thin-skinned people I've ever come across. He ruined careers over minor personal issues. The man cannot be told he's wrong. He cannot accept that he's wrong. And if anyone dares point something out that he did wrong, he destroys them. He destroys their career. These were agents. I was told this by one agent with a long history about agents that were decorated, given awards by Mueller himself. When they dared disagree with him on something minor, he moved in and destroyed them, destroyed their careers, let them know they would go no further. Not a decent guy. And these are non-political, non-agenda-driven, rank-and-file people within the FBI. So I put it at 100% Mueller will find nothing damning on Team Trump, because remember, he's only got process crimes so far, and he got Manafort and Gates on old financial crimes unrelated to the campaign. I predict he'll find nothing material on Team Trump. 100%. I put that. 100%. I predict in 2018 our economy will continue to soar. I think we'll consistently approach 4% growth. Job growth will continue. The Dow will continue to remain strong, and America will become prosperous again. America's already becoming great again. I predict in 2018 that we will put North Korea in check. I don't think we go to a shooting war with North Korea. They know they can't win it. I predict in 2018 we will further decimate ISIS to a point where they were a shell of their former selves. And I predict that will be done. That will be done early into 2018. Early into 2018. That Trump will do something in literally around a year that Obama couldn't do in half a decade. I predict that we'll then move on to Al-Qaeda and Al-Shabaab and Boko Haram, and we'll really start to decimate these global terror networks. Unfortunately, I also predict that Europe will see an uptick in terror attacks because of their appeasement policy with migrants. And I predict the United States will become much safer due to Donald Trump's America First national security strategy, combined with his so far outstanding performance on border security. ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents tell me they've never been busier. Their boss, Tom Homan, says that Trump is one of the best presidents he's ever come across with regards to border security. And this guy, has been around since Reagan. So I predict our nation will continue to become more prosperous and safer. I predict the intangibles, like American exceptionalism, coming to the forefront. Patriotism come back. During the Obama years, we had to be embarrassed to say we were conservative. We had to be embarrassed to say we were Republicans. We had to be embarrassed to admit that we loved our country. No more. America might come back to where it was during World War II in terms of national pride. And our stature around the world is already coming back. I predict in 2018 that will only grow stronger. Just look at Donald Trump's 2017 China trip. When Obama went to China, they made him walk down the service entrance at the back of Air Force One. When Trump got there, they rolled out the red carpet and marching bands. The world respects Donald Trump because they know he will not trifle with them. They know that if they get out of hand, Donald Trump is going to put them in their place. So I predict America will once again become a global economic and military leader. When you combine that with Donald Trump eradicating nation building and promoting an America First national security strategy, we become even stronger because we're not meddling needlessly for the globalist agenda. We're more worried about securing and making our nation the richest, healthiest, most powerful nation on earth. I predict that we're going to do pretty well in the midterms because of all these things. There's an old saying that goes back to the Bush 41 administration. It's the economy, stupid. Well, tax reform and deregulation have our economy soaring. Like I've told you in previous segments, venture capital and private equity is going to come back into the markets. New companies are going to spring up. We haven't yet seen the next Google, the next Facebook, the next Twitter, the next Amazon, but they're out there. And there's an investment bank somewhere. There's a venture capital firm, a private equity firm that's investing in them right now. And we're going to see those companies pop up, and I suspect that's going to happen, and it's going to start happening in 2018. So I think our economy is only going to get stronger. And leading into the midterm, when you combine this soaring economy and the new national security strategy, Republicans are going to be positioned, pick up seats in the House, and hopefully take every one of the 10 Democratic Senate seats that are up for grabs in states that Donald Trump won handily in the 2016 election. And that, to me, would be the greatest 2018. I don't get ahead of myself, but that would be the greatest 2018 Christmas present for all of us, wouldn't it? To pick up a supermajority in the Senate and close to a supermajority, which we don't really need in the House. We've got it, but close to full and total control of the House. The only thing that would be better, would be a conservative speaker. And we might get that president as well because Paul Ryan said he's retiring. And if we can pick up all or most of those 10 outstanding Democratic Senate seats in states Donald Trump won, pick up more seats in the House, and get a conservative in the Speaker's office, get a real conservative as Speaker of the House, not a rhino like Paul Ryan, well, 2018 will be as spectacular as 2017 has been for conservatives. Again, I hope I'm right. We're going to grade me periodically throughout the year, and then right around this time next year, we're gonna score my report card. And like I said, hopefully it's an A+++. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. I want to keep bringing you these segments throughout the new year, and not only am I going to bring them to you, I'm going to be bringing you an hour-long expanded show in 2018. But you're only going to be able to get that, interviews, the deeper insights into these issues. You're only going to be able to get it if you subscribe to our premium service at www.therebel.media/shows. If you're already a subscriber, thank you very, very much. And thank you all so much for watching.